I'm so jealous of Matt's experience. But believe me, he's not the only one that's gone on some pretty amazing adventures on four wheels. Meet Scott Brady of Expeditions West. This puts all the road trips that I've ever been on to absolute shame. Now, Scott, I hear that you do some crazy adventures out there in the wild wilderness. Tell me exactly what you do.
We run a magazine called Overland Journal, and we also run another business called Expeditions West, where we generate HD video content.
Of what? What is this video content of?
It's adventure travel. And it's not only adventure travel with a four-wheel drive or a motorcycle, but it could be bicycle, mountaineering, anything that's adventure related. That's what we try to concentrate on. But most of our work is done with the four-wheel drives and the adventure motorcycles.
Now, I watched a little video earlier, which was of you up at the Arctic Ocean. Are you crazy?
A little bit. I think you have to be a little bit just to try something like that, but once you do it, then you realize it's not that big of a deal. Of course, there's opportunities to have problems. In fact, vehicles come through the ice all the time, so you have to be properly prepared, do your research, and we went during a time of year where it's very safe to travel on the ice.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on these travels?
You know, I think the craziest things that I've seen are the misperceptions of people about the places that they travel. So you go to someplace interesting and different, and people are coming into this area, and they're all very frightened about what to expect. They expect that the world is a very dangerous place, and in reality, it's not a very dangerous place. The world is oftentimes different than what we're used to, but in many places and many cases, it's worth visiting.
We finally made it to the Arctic Circle.
It is really cold. Oh, even my eye, just to take a picture with my eye open, it starts to burn.
And why would you choose to drive to those places? I mean, we do have these things called airplanes now, right?
That's right, but this is an interesting thing. So if you do the airplane circuit and you come into a large city and you do the average tourist activities, you've seen a snapshot of a country that they've basically manufactured for you to experience. So it shows you a little bit of their culture, and it's a very safe environment, and it's a manufactured experience, because obviously tourism is very important in all parts of the world. Whereas when you're driving a vehicle or you're riding a motorcycle, or even more pure would be walking or bicycling, which you can't cover enough distance with that, but if you're in a four-wheel drive or in a motorcycle, you're seeing all the little towns in between. You're seeing the road conditions, you're meeting the people where they live and how they live, not in a manufactured way. So it's very different to go, for example, to Panama City, or to go to Punta Mariato, which is actually the southernmost point in all the Americas, and experience something extremely remote where there's hardly any people, and you can get a whole plate of lobster for $4.
Well, I gotta tell you, I do have a bit of a travel bug. I tend to do the cop-out thing and get on a plane or do it sort of the tourist way. But if I wanted to do this, how would I go about it? Is it pretty difficult to break in and just hop in your truck and go?
The greatest challenge that people have is fear. It's fear of the unknown. It's people have a perception of maybe even going to Mexico. They think that it's a scary place and that there's safety concerns, and that's what they see on television. Whereas in reality, it's very accessible. It would be easy to take a standard Jeep four-wheel drive and load it up with the camping gear that you've used for years and take your family and go experience Baja, which is a wonderful place. You can camp on the beach, you can catch your fish for dinner that night and hang out with the locals and enjoy a few beers and just relax and take in that experience. And it's not only inexpensive if you want it to be, but it's very accessible.